Hello, and thank you so much for joining this channel. This channel is dedicated to counsellors and coaches in South Africa, basically trying to help you make a success of your private practice. My name is Adna Benson-Kopp. I'm a counsellor as well as a coach, and I run a successful private practice called GEM, Mental Health Therapy and Coaching. What I decided to do is I actually decided to write a book, which was released last year, but all the information is still relevant. The book is called Your Journey Begins Now. Start and market your own successful private practice, counseling or coaching private practice in South Africa. You can get hold of it either on Takealot or on Amazon. I will put the links on in the description below. So please go and get your copy. Today we're going to talk to a lady called Hester de Lange. She is a counsellor as well, and she'll be telling us more about her private practice and what she does, the office that she gives out to not only her clients, but also to counsellors. So we'll see you a little bit later, and then we'll have a nice chat to her. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, I'm here with Hester de Lange. She's an educologist, and she's going to tell us more about her practice, her experience, her studies, what she does, what she offers. And Hester, thank you so much and welcome.
Hi, Anna. Good morning or good afternoon. Thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity to meet with you. It's been a while since we last spoke, so I'm really looking forward to our quick catch-up session today. So I'm just here. I want to be part of your great awareness campaign that you're busy doing. I think it's amazing. You're doing some awesome work around the country, and I've been a follower of your work for quite a while now.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you to say. The focus is on you 100% today. So don't you want to give us an overview of your private practice?
All right. Yeah, I am a mental health therapist now, as you know. However, I'm also involved in the education field. So hence the word educologist. So I am referred to as the educologist. So I run a counseling private practice. That's the first part of what I do. My practice usually focuses on providing my clients with some stress and anxiety counseling. And these sessions have the aim to help the clients, give the clients the necessary tools and guidance, really to reduce the stress and anxiety in their lives so that they can have maybe personal development and growth and so forth. So that's the first part of what I do. However, I realized that just being a counselor for me wasn't enough, and I really wanted to expand on that. So in 2012, I actually started an academy. It's when I saw a gap in the market. So I'm the director at a hybrid academy for learners that prefer an alternative to mainstream schooling. So the focus there is, the focus is on inclusive education and uniformity within the mental health and education field. That's the second bit. And then the third one that I do is I'm also an author of the syllabus and the learning program, what we call GETeducare. And this is a learning program for educational settings, such as learning centers, cottage schools, and so forth. And also, of course, home education. And that is on the American Learning Program. Then the fourth thing that I do as an educologist is I also run the EAP. So it's the Educologist Assistance Program. It's for professional development and wellness. So sorry about that. That's a whole big mouthful, but that is more or less a basic overview of what it is that I do.
Yes, yes. And your speciality, that is with education and mental health, that you basically putting together in one, am I right?
Yeah, I am the mental health therapist.
Yes.
However, I am also more than that. So I wear more than one hat at a time. Being the Sub-Saharan Regional Director for GETeducare, where we focus on inclusive education and the uniformity with regards to incorporating mental health into the educational fields. Yeah.
And the different techniques and tools or methods that you use with your clients, that must be quite vast.
Yeah, you know what? I try to stick to something with my counseling. I find that the integrative approach to counseling works really well for me because it's quite flexible. You know, I enjoy looking at counseling from many different aspects and not just CBT, for example. I use CBT, but I also use emotional focused therapy, which I really enjoy because it helps people make sense of their feelings, because so many people don't really they can't identify what they're feeling and when they're feeling it. So that is my practice provides therapy that refers to a variety of options. We also do the health screening with a blood analysis because of, we are biological people, so people are biology itself. So we look at blood analysis. We check for any sort of viruses or bacteria and things like that, and how that affects the person. Any pathogens, for example, COVID. That's one example. So then we also do hemispheric evaluations for learners. That's more like profiling to see what study methods that the child should use for left brain or right brain. And then I do the mental health counseling sessions, like I said, for them to make sense of their reality. But in general, I think my work involves a great deal of activity around stress and anxiety and understanding the emotional challenges that people face.
Okay, wonderful. But you don't only work with children and adolescents. Do you also work with adults?
My main one is adolescents, because our learning program for GETeducare focuses from grade 5 to grade 12 and a little bit older. So also the adults who's never actually completed their high schooling. But then, of course, in my private capacity at the practice, I work mainly with adults and providing them with therapy or even maybe the health screening and things like that.
Well, you've got so many products that you use, the different methods that you use within your private practice. And I take my hat off to you because you must be extremely busy with not only your private practice, but also with Educare that you're a director for there. Do you offer additional training courses or additional products within your private practice?
Yeah, so within my scope, we offer a free once monthly Psychologist assistance program. That is something that I designed. It was born out of Educare, and it's especially aimed at supporting professionals and their mental health. Yeah, and you and I, we know that we need to take care of our mental health. We read about it every day, but the thing for the EIP, it's really to help build a community where we have people in the similar environment than us and supporting them on a professional level. So we have a hybrid school where we offer the learning program that focuses on learners that prefer an alternative to mainstream, and we also do I also do the training for the quantum evaluations and the hemispheric profiling. So that's sort of a little overview of everything that we do. Well, that I do, yeah.
That is very impressive. Now, with everything that you do, you don't just suck it out of your thumb. Where did you get your education from?
Absolutely no thumb sucking there. Yeah, it's been a long road. I've completed my studies in 2012. So I am 47, and you know, being a mental health therapist, you actually need the credential behind your name. So I did a degree in health science and social services. At the time, this was with UNISA, and we were all aiming to be registered with Health Profession Council of South Africa. That was the aim of this degree. And then as I entered my postgraduate honours year, UNISA informed us that this degree is no longer recognized by the Health Profession Council. So my whole world fell in. And I'm sure that this will resonate with so many of these students, because I know I was not the only one writing and putting in all the effort. And then I just felt like, you know what, I'm not going to let all of this go to waste. I've put in the effort. I really want to see myself succeed. So on top of the degree that I had done, I also in the interim decided that I wanted to do my master's and complete that. So I'm busy doing that with a focus on education. So obviously getting into a master's is the ideal, but I wasn't going to go and sit around and wait for it to happen. So in the interim, I'm just carrying on with my life.
Oh, that is wonderful, and congratulations. And I 100% agree with you. Is when that was taken away with HPCSA, it was a big upset, and a lot of people felt that the rug was pulled out from underneath their feet. It's okay, now I'm qualified for something that I cannot do anything with. What now? Where to? And it's not the end of the road. There are options available out there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, you know, I think, you know, when you and I first met, that was something that came through to me quite strongly, was your level of commitment towards your self and what you believe in. And I've always seen you as a person who enjoys creating awareness and uplifting others within the community. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So thank you for that.
No, it really means a great deal to me. What other experience did you have? You didn't just study and go straight into private practice. You had to have other experiences before then.
Yeah, you know what I did? I was at home. I was finished with my degree, and then I was thinking, well, what am I going to do? And then, you know, together with my husband, we were sitting down and thinking of some options. And then he said to me, well, if you can't work, volunteer. And it just sort of it just happened like that. So I actually started volunteering at so many, like if I tell you 10, like different organizations, that is a little. So I was all over the show. I was really trying to get that experience. But at the end of the day, I started, my focus narrowed because I saw that there was sort of a gap in the market, and I went towards the educational field. And that's when I became the principal and now also the director of Hybrid Academy. So it just sort of, it's crazy to think how your world evolves when you at one stage I believed that I was a nothing to what I'm feeling in my being right now and where I am at. I mean, I'm also doing the GETeducare syllabus for these students, because they are the ones who prefer an alternative to mainstream schooling. So yeah, that's another experience that I've gained. Writing up the syllabus, it was years of hard work. And today, I mean, it's so rewarding. We have such a strong community, a lot of followers. And I'm not talking about Facebook followers. I'm not big on social platforms, but just the general, you know, the feel and the people who support us is great. I run my private practice. So during COVID, I struggled quite a bit. You know, getting the experience was good. I did a lot of trauma, but I also started going onto a virtual platform. So yeah, and even still today, I think, you know, doing virtual works, but you got to know your stuff. So you can't just decide, I'm going to start doing virtual counseling. You actually have to know what you're doing and be quite prepared. It is the same, but it's not the same. So I don't know if that is your experience in this one, Erna.
No, absolutely. It's much more difficult. One thing that I have noticed is there's not so much privacy, first of all. So the confidentiality is not always there that's needed. The other one is also, if the internet isn't good and it cuts out or it breaks up or there's time lapses, that's another thing. You can't always read the body language correctly. And where we're very focused on the body language, where we can see, okay, now they're feeling uncomfortable, they started fidgeting, or they will look at you and you can basically see the glaze go over and you lose them.
You do.
You try so hard. What I basically say is, for me, what I found is I just sat back and I relaxed a little bit. Because I found that I became too eager when I do these online sessions. I want to, I don't know, I just want to push so much information through, and I realized, okay, no, that doesn't work. So basically just step back a little bit, calm down, calm myself down. I know my stuff. I know what I'm capable of, and I give the client the floor. And I read as much as I possibly can.
Okay, well, that's good tips, and I will definitely take some of that to heart.
Okay, now, what got you to get into this field, into therapy, into counseling and education? What drove you to it?
Well, you know what? When I started volunteering from those years, I don't know exactly. I can't pinpoint it at exactly what moment it dawned on me that there was a need for inclusivity. I think it was because I was starting to help students who were in mainstream, but they weren't coping because they had some sort of mental challenge, whether it was maybe a disorder, maybe autism or ADHD. So I quickly formed my own analogy for what was actually going on here, and I said inclusivity and uniformity within the mental health and the educational environments was a necessity, and there was definitely a need, a growing need, in fact, for these learners with this wide range of interests, abilities, their backgrounds and experience. Maybe there was a need to have a focus for getting those help to those students.
Okay, well, that is absolutely wonderful. It's awesome to have somebody like you helping, students and helping adolescents, because I've heard it the other day on radio again. That's one thing that we need in schools is mental health training. And this is a ground. No, sorry, this is one of the ground roots that you are building on, and that you are getting your students ready for the future.
Absolutely, and I'm so passionate about that. So within our school, so I know it's not a platform where I'm promoting the school, but it's so important to know that educators they should be trained more than just educating. They should also be able to, educators should be able to, how can I say, have a little bit more knowledge around psychology and the adolescence or child development and so forth. I know it is a subject that they are using or trained on. I just personally believe that there's such a huge gap in the market. I mean, my teachers, all they have honors degrees or degrees in psychology, and in fact one of them are also registered with the Health Profession Council of South Africa as a counsellor. So it is so important. We offer, one of our subjects is psychology. That's an additional subject. One of our other additional subject is therapy. So we offer them those subjects inclusive, and then we we also offer life skills. So that is all great to help them understand themselves and their little world from that perspective. Yeah.
That is absolutely wonderful. I praise you for that, and thank you so much, because the children need it. And
Yeah, absolutely.
if they get the right information from the very beginning, that'll help them through their lives. It's not just now that it helps them in their stressful little educational time, but
Yeah,
also for the rest of their future, it'll help them.
Sharon, absolutely.
Now, just to switch over quickly, when you set up your practice, what
Yeah.
challenges did you face?
Sure. I remember starting off thinking, where am I going to settle? Where do I want to put my feet firmly in the ground? And what is going to be the starting point for me to kick off my career, as to speak? So finding the right space for me was difficult at first. But then once I realized where I fitted in. So I did approach a church, and I did manage to do most of my sessions from there for many years. And they provided me with a safe space where I could meet with my clients and students. And then thereafter, I could afford a rental space of my own. But just starting off, it was really difficult. And I advise anybody, if you want to start off, start small. Don't hurt yourself by going into a rental space if you don't have maybe a time rental, with sharing a calendar with somebody else. That was one of my second or third practice space that I did in Pretoria. I actually shared space with another lady, and she would be there on Thursdays, and I would be on Mondays and Tuesdays, and another lady would be on Wednesdays. So we always knew when to book our clients, and that way it was affordable for all three of us to actually do what we love and that we're passionate about, what we're educated about, and just get it going. But it was a lot of give and take, because it wasn't a perfect fit. So it's also, you need to be with people who are like-minded, who have your interest at heart, and that also probably is in that field, because they understand what challenges you're going to go through. Then during COVID, I went over to the virtual sessions. I struggled a lot. But yeah, I think eventually I got the hang of it, and now I'm still offering virtual sessions. And in fact, I had 2 this morning, and I got another one this afternoon.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, the more you do it, the more comfortable you actually get.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now, marketing your private practice, where do you market? And how do you market your private practice?
Yeah, you know what? I think that is very important. A lot of people, when they are struggling financially, they don't market as much as what they should. Or they cut their budget. I don't really even have a budget for marketing, advertising. I have a simple website. I've got 2 websites, in fact, and then the hybrid academy we're busy with the final touch-ups on that one to get that one live again. But I usually just advertise on Facebook and LinkedIn, and that is about it. Every now and again, I would do a Facebook a paid ad, but yeah, nowhere else really.
All right. And do you have any challenges that you're facing now?
At the very moment, you know what, to be honest, there are some months that's really busy with counseling. Okay. And then there's other times that is very quiet. I think at the moment, my time on counseling is very quiet. So I think that it's not a challenge for me, but how can I say? It affects my finances, of course.
Yes.
But I also have a supportive family, and they believe in what I do. And of course, I'm not only a mental health therapist. I also have other things to supplement my income.
Yes.
So challenges there, yeah, we need to always make sure that we diversify a little bit so that we don't just rely on, what's that old saying, if you put all your eggs in one basket. So you sort of need to diversify yourself a little bit and see, wow, what other ways are there and means for me besides me just wanting to do counseling? What else can you be doing? Where else can you be offering your services, and look to see where you find that gap in the market?
No, absolutely. What I've actually noticed is December and January are normally very quiet months,
Yeah.
especially if you're a private pay, a private practice. The finances are they have to be stretched for a longer period
Yeah.
of December and January. The busy months are actually autumn and winter.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's more seasonal. So
Yes.
you get your seasonal depression in those times.
Yeah,
Spring
when the
and
blue sky
summer,
goes.
yeah, spring and summer,
Mhm.
people get out in the sun and they can swim, and it's more happy and bright.
Yeah.
Where in your colder months, it is more limited, and
Mm-mm.
that's I specifically from my side, it's very seasonal based. What I found is actually happening.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you there. If I look at my December, I think from the middle of December up until sort of mid-January, I only had one or two clients because they
Mm,
were all, very busy with their families and their social life, and they were, it was summer, like you say.
mm,
And of course, the blue skies affects the way that our melatonin is produced. So the more blue skies we have, the more happier we are. Unfortunately, for now, autumn is on its way. Well, it's here, I guess.
yeah,
And people will start feeling, the immune system goes down again. And that's one thing that I focus quite a lot on. I always look at the immune system and say, well, how are pathogens in playing a role in your mental health? So not many people look at pathogens, but pathogens, it's such a important aspect because you are biological. So
mm,
we always say, well, let's look at how the virus affects you. Maybe did you get the COVID virus? But let's look at, because there's different types. There's 4 pathogens: bacteria, fungi. What is the other one? Viruses. Um, and I can't remember the last one, but anyway, so we always look at all of those as bacteria. So we're like, well, how are you there? Are you ill? Is your immune system down? And the challenge, is that some people are not even aware that the immune system is run down.
mm.
That they're so overworked, they don't take care of their health.
No, very, very true. Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's where we can come in and help them on all bases
absolutely. Yeah.
with the doctor's help and with our own experiences. I think it goes a long way.
Yeah, a lot of times, people ask me, well, must I go on medication? And I
Mm,
always say to them, well, you know what, you don't have to right now. But when I feel perhaps if you want to go to your GP to get a script, maybe for anxiety, if you feel you need to do it, do it.
mm,
Because your doctor will then monitor the prescriptions you're getting. And then he will also notice at some stage, is it chronic or not? And I myself will definitely tell a client, you know what, I think I need to refer you, because referring a client is the best thing you can do if you feel that it's out of your scope.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That brings us to the next questions. Any lessons that you learned that you can share with everybody?
um, well, Erna, I know that you and I, we both have a passion for what we are doing. But I also realize that you need more than just a degree and the passion behind your name.
Mm,
It's actually, there's a whole lot of hard work, a lot of failures, a lot of time goes in to planning where it is. All these failures eventually pays off in the future. So in essence, you are investing in your future,
mm.
whether it is through successes or failures. You're just keep that in mind. I think that's what I've learned, I think.
Yeah, private practice doesn't become a success the moment you open your doors for the first time. You are it is going to be slow sometimes, and you do have to learn and you do have to prove yourself. So it isn't going to go quick from the very beginning, but all I'm trying to say is don't lose, people mustn't lose their passion. They mustn't lose their drive. It
Absolutely.
must actually use those as a motivator to push you forward.
You're right. Absolutely agree with you there, for sure, 100%.
Okay. Now, where can people go to do what you are doing? Where can they study? Where can they get the right experience? All those type of things.
Okay. Well, firstly, I do believe that you need to have a degree as a minimum. Then thereafter an honors and possibly a master's if that is possible within your reach. People will not take you serious or trust you if you've only got a certificate in counseling, or if you only have a diploma in child mental health or something like that. People don't really look at that. They honestly most people want a professional to be taking, so that can take good care of them and have their concerns at heart. So I believe that is the stepping stone, and that's so for many professional people, then I think if people are interested, they can even join our free Educologist assistance program. People should maybe volunteer, but then they need to commit to this. Commitment is a big thing. I found that when I learned that lesson early on, because remember I said I started volunteering everywhere, and before I knew it, my plate was so full, and then my family they started complaining. They were like, but you always, up to 9 o'clock at night doing this and that and that. So I'm like, oh my goodness. But I've committed to all of these. And then I spoke to my therapist at the time, and she actually said to me, you know what, just whoa, take it easy, because your plate is too full. And I think you should take yourself off from certain voluntary programs because you are reaching burnout. And if my family and my therapist didn't tell me at that stage, I would never have thought. I was just carrying on thinking that this is how it's going to be. So I was putting in a lot of effort and really wanting to understand mental health at that stage.
Yes.
Other than that, so I would also ask people if they have an honors or degree that they do their additional courses like the CPDs, that they keep up with their CPDs. Because that is so important for your own enrichment. If you don't complete any CPDs, how will you know what the current trends are? How will you know what's currently in mental health? And with the current thing, I just want to add there is that there is a mental health calendar that maybe we can add the link on the presentation at some stage, where people can actually click and then they can see, oh, well, tomorrow is World Bipolar Day or something, so then people know more about what days, just creating more of an awareness. And I think this month, April, is Sleep Awareness Month. So you and I know also that people who've experienced trauma can't sleep well. So by creating awareness, I think that helps them and it pulls them into that field of what their passions are. So what I want to say is people begin where you are at. Volunteer your time. Give of what you can give, but don't overdo it.
Yeah, there's actually a very good website that it's a volunteer website. I don't know if you know about it. It's forgood.co.za.
Right, we can put that in the link as well.
Yeah,
That'll
no,
be
I'll
brilliant.
definitely do that, because there you actually choose the charity or the organization where you want to volunteer, and you can decide either you want to do it online or you can do it in person.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, thank you for
Yeah,
that. I'll keep that in mind as
I
well.
actually came across this during COVID, during the hard first lockdown. I came across it there and I thought, oh, that is absolutely wonderful. Where's it been all my life?
Wow, that is great.
Yeah. Okay, so are you registered with a specific council?
To be able to be taken seriously, I think you need to be registered with some sort of something. And the council that I'm registered with is the Council for Counsellors South Africa. I joined them in 2012. It was a prerequisite for me volunteering as a counsellor at that time. They wanted me to have some professional, well, some certificate.
Mm.
And yeah, so I registered with them, and I think it just helped build a lot of trust, with clients. So yeah, I did that. And then of course on the education side, I registered with SACE for being able to teach. If you have a degree in psychology at that time, going back to 2012, I could also teach. So I was teaching for a bit. I was actually just helping out. The one lady went on maternity leave, and I taught grade 1 kiddies, volunteering sort of my time there. Absolutely loved it. It was crazy. Never did teaching before, and I thought I was such a loser. These kids, they were so amazing, but they were a handful. But learning how to navigate my way around with kids, it was something so special. And if I still think back today of the fondness, just the being with them and the specialness thereof, it just keeps my love for kids. So other than that, our syllabus that we have is recognized as the equivalent to the National Senior Certificate Matric. So that is validated by SACWA. So of course I promote that the syllabus all the way, because I know that there's a lot of benefits for learners doing this. Then the Hybrid Academy. So our Hybrid Academy is registered with ISASA. ISASA being Independent Schools Association of Southern Africa. It's quite a big word. And then Autism South Africa. So our teachers are trained by Autism South Africa. They've got autism certificates. Besides the fact that we also registered with CCSA and Health Profession Council. And then we're a proud member of the Association for Child and Adolescents Mental Health. So the acronym there is acamh.org for anybody who might be interested in looking up a little bit more about what it is that association offers for child and adolescents mental health.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for that. No, it's always very good to be registered. Highly recommended.
Absolutely.
Now, where can the people get hold of you? I will put all their details in the description, but if you could just tell us where we could get hold of you, where everybody could get hold of you.
Yeah, Anna, if you're like me, I'm a new age tech person. So I prefer WhatsApps at this stage. Emails, yeah, I do get emailed. But yeah, on my cell phone number 082-843-7247. Alternatively, they can go to our website. So we got the GETeducare.co.za website. And then the private practice one is veritaseducare.co.za. My blog is theeducologist.blogspot.com. And the Facebook is facebook.com GetEducare Colleges. And our email address is info@geteducare.co.za.
Okay, wonderful. So you basically cover a huge range over there. But as I said, I will put everything in the description. So should somebody not have a pen and paper with them right now, then they can at least go to the description and click on the link straight away from there.
Okay.
Just a last question. Any additional information that you want to share with the audience that will possibly benefit them
Yeah. I think it's important that any of the audience that's listening to this, is it going to be a podcast? Is that right, Anna?
Yeah, it's going to be a YouTube video that's going to go on, and I'm going to put it on various channels. So,
all right. So I would ask them to join our once monthly free Educologist Assistance Program. And as I said, it is free. I can recommend it as there are many professionals that is part of this virtual network. So it's what it in essence mean is we have once a month online sessions, virtual, and there's usually a program set out for the session. And we also give other therapists the opportunity to do a presentation on a mental health topic on that virtual platform. So they also learn how to gain confidence and get experience, and they meet other like-minded individuals. So it's a great platform just to gain some experience. So if you are interested in that opportunity, you can just WhatsApp me for a quick interview, and you could be one of our next guest speakers. So even anybody out there, if you so wish to do that, you can click this link I'll share with you. You can also join the WhatsApp group there. And yeah, I think that is the one thing that I can ask, our audience maybe to join.
okay, wonderful. But thank you so much. I really enjoyed talking to you today. It was so informative.
Thank you.
And no, I think whoever's watching this is going to walk away with a bag full of information and tools and techniques. And hopefully they reach out to you to become part of this assistance program and reach out to you. I think, counselors, coaches, they do need one another. And you do need assistance yourself. It's not like you walk out of once you get your degree and you flap it around so that everybody can see it. You still need support. You don't know everything yet.
Absolutely, and it's such a great platform for others to learn a little bit more and to also get that confidence when it's their turn to do the presentation. They're like, oh wow, I actually can do this. Just building a little bit of confidence within them actually goes a long way.
But thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Excellent, Anna. Thank you so much for your time.
It's only a pleasure.
Have a good afternoon.
You too. Bye. Don't you absolutely have a wonderful time with Hester de Lange? She is such a gem of a person. I absolutely love talking to her. Please listen to what she had to say and further your education, do your CBDs and enjoy, follow your passion. If something doesn't work out, have a look, open your perspective. There are ways to make your private practice and all your other projects a huge success if you just keep on pushing. But once again, before I go, remember to get your copy of this little book. It is full of information. I think it's like over 300 and something, 348 pages long. And it's filled with information. Go and get it. You won't be sorry. It is available on Takealot and it is available on Amazon. And the ebook is also available on Amazon. So please feel free to go and find it. I will put the links under the description. And yes, we'll talk soon in the future. See you again. Bye.